What is going on, everybody? I am Mike. Welcome back to Tech 24/7 TV. I am so glad that you're back with me today, folks. This is like New Year's to me. This is WWDC, Apple's Worldwide Developer Conference. It just wrapped up. They showed us everything that's coming to the iPad for iPadOS 15. And I don't know about you, but I am excited. There are a lot of great features coming to the iPad, some that are exclusive to the new M1 iPad Pro. But let me tell you, we have a lot to talk about because in today's video, I'm going to tell you my favorite features for iPadOS 15. Let's get started. Now, before we get into it, I just received this Bridge 12.9-inch Max Plus for the 12.9-inch iPad Pro. Let me know if you want to see this review down in the comments below. As I mentioned, iPadOS 15 just released. This is the first beta. If you are new to betas and you want to think about installing this on your device, I'll probably just tell you at this point, don't do it. This is really for devices that are being used for development at this point in time. Wait for the public beta. It's going to come out in July. It's not very stable at this moment for the most part. Now, the iPad that we see here, this is the home screen, which we see. There's some widgets on the home screen, so things definitely look different. Previously, we were only allowed to put widgets on the left-hand side of the menu, and these widgets would disappear when you scroll from page to page. Well, new this year is that one, you could put widgets anywhere on the home screen, and two, they can go on multiple home screens. This allows you really to customize what widgets you have where and use your iPad for different functions. I really like this feature a lot. I like the way that they added a new size, extra large widget for some of the applications. Now, developers still need to update their apps to take advantage of this. So if you are searching for a widget and no extra large widgets are available, that's because the developer hasn't updated yet, right? Because they have all the way till September of this year to go ahead and update their apps to support iOS 15 and iPadOS 15. All the apps that support it right now are going to be the ones in Apple's own ecosystem. And I would suspect that we see more in terms of apps being supported and even tweaks to the design over the next several betas because it's going to be a long time. It's 90 days. In addition to the home screen being updated to support widgets anywhere on the screen, there's also the function of organizing your library. So I can take multiple pages like we see here, and I can say, I want to see this page, I want to see this page, I don't want to see this page, just like what we see on the iPhone today. So you can add and remove pages if you wanted to. You could have a single home screen if you wanted to. And with that addition, you also get the app library simply by scrolling over to the left. And this animates, it pops up very beautifully. It looks really nice. Still, these apps are arranged in these predetermined categories, which you cannot update. These are category headers that are defined by the app developer when they submit the app to iTunes. So that's not changeable or customizable. But look at the way that animates. It's so slick. They did a great job of doing this. It just really makes it feel very polished. I just can't get enough of it. So in addition to the app library and how apps are in there is going to be the redesigned to notifications. So here we see I swipe down the notification shade and there is a few things that are enabled. So one, the notifications look visually different. They are now have the app icons, which is much more larger and they're prominent. If you have a contact sending you a message or a contact that's in a notification, their picture is present where before it was just the application icon. And then also we see that there is this focus mode. Now Apple is introducing focus modes that sync across your device. I'm so happy that they did this because if I turn on Do Not Disturb on my desktop because I'm recording, I somehow forget to turn it on or turn it off on these other 19 devices that I have around the studio. So this will actually stay in sync across all your devices. It's very helpful. Now, there are predefined categories that Apple has set up there. I did not set mine up. The only one I set up was gaming because I'm doing a video on gaming for the iPad. So make sure you're subscribed if you want to see that. Now, let's go back to notifications here. We're going to look at the notification shade. You can actually group notifications based on what you assume their priority to be or what you want their priority to be. iPadOS can do that, but I did not set that up yet. Still, it's not even 24 hours yet, these things are out. The notification shade and the reworking of notifications is a very much welcomed improvement. I am very excited about that in addition to these focus modes. The next thing that we see here is going to be the changes to multitasking. Very exciting here. So let's just say I want to open up Safari and I am looking at the Safari, I'm looking at the iPadOS site where all the features are clearly outlined for the new iPad. Now, let's just say I want to add another window here. Well, I'm going to tap on this icon here and I'm going to say, okay, I want to bring something over here to the left-hand pane. Well, that app slides over to the right and I can then bring something up. Let's just say I want to bring up Craft. And now that these apps are independent, they're in two different windows. And if I wanted to, first I can modify the screen split percentage to be either more or less based on whatever I'm doing. The second thing I can go ahead and do is I can independently change these windows. I'm going to swipe down. That pushes the Safari over to the right again. And now I can change the window. Let's just say I want to use Fantastical. Now I have Fantastical and Safari in the window. Now let's just say I want to go ahead and open up a different pane. Now you see here, I still have the Craft app that I was using. I still have my settings and I still have the two windows that I was sharing. Well, let's just say I want to open up Safari again and I want to go see all windows. Now, Safari is going to show all windows, and I can click on the plus button. I can add an app, and let's just say I want to go and I want to run this in split view. I'm sorry, in slide over. So now I see here that I should have edit home screen, show all windows. I'm going to go here. And then I have this other app that is in slide over, which is really nice. And you see here also in the corner, it's like another app that's running. This is my quick note. If I slide up from the right, it brings up the quick note pad and I can take quick notes. Hi, it's kind of a clever name because it's aptly named. And I could say that you should subscribe for more iPad content because I make dope iPad content. If I wanted to, I could say, I'm going to add a link here. That link is going to be from iPadOS. Sorry, is it going to be from Safari? Well, I want it to be from that first Safari window. And it adds a link to what's open in the Safari window, which you can choose from. Now I'm going to throw that back to the corner. Now let's just say I want to close this Safari window that I have open in slide over. And now I have this open here. I'm going to go ahead and choose to run it in full screen mode. And then Safari opens up in full screen mode. I have then this window open is still in the background, which is fantastical. So there's a lot of flexibility, at least at this very early beta, how this works in terms of organizing your windows, whether it's in full screen, whether it's in slide over or in split view. I like it a lot. I don't know about you, but I think this is probably the best compromise to how it works today in terms of split view windows. Now, the next feature I'm going to talk through is exclusive to the M1 iPad Pro, and Apple didn't even talk about this on stage, but it is near and dear to my heart. If you remember, a few months ago, I reviewed some Thunderbolt docks, I reviewed some Thunderbolt SSDs because the capabilities that Thunderbolt brings to the iPad is almost limitless. It's a great feature set. When I unboxed the M1 iPad Pro, I was nothing but disappointed. Very, very disappointed in the transfer rate of how fast SSDs would read and write Thunderbolt to the M1 iPad Pro. I was getting roughly like 300 megabytes per second, which is not bad, but in context of a Thunderbolt drive where you can get 40 gigabit link and roughly 2000 megabytes per second, that is much, much better. I have an 18.9 gigabyte file. If I take this file and if I just drag it over my X5 drive, looking here, you see it's spinning it up and it's writing that file and it's, a quarter of the way done in what is a much, much more faster read-write speed on this drive than on what it was before. This is roughly, if I'm thinking about it right, it should take about 15 seconds and it's about 18,000 megabytes. It's roughly doing about 1200 megabytes per second, which is incredible if you think about it. So I'm very satisfied with this. It's only coming to the M1 iPad Pro, the 12.9 inch and the 11 inch. Obviously you have to have Thunderbolt 3 for this to be supported. In my opinion, it's one of the best reasons to get the 2021 iPad Pro because of the speeds and the flexibility that Thunderbolt 3 offers. All right, so for this last set of features, we're going to talk about spatial audio and really the computational audio that Apple is doing inside of iOS 15, iPadOS 15, and just how amazing it is. If you're not excited about it, you really should be because this is great. Now here, obviously we're talking here on this, my A-roll camera, but I'm also recording my my FaceTime call because I'm on a FaceTime call right now and I have it recorded and I'm actually recording the audio from my FaceTime call separately on my computer. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to demonstrate for you just how impressive the computational audio is in this context. And just for good measure, I'm going to move this. All right, so you should barely hear that. We're going to switch over to this mic now. So what we are hearing right now is my iPad Pro. This is on mic mode standard, and this is using obviously the internal mics to the iPad, and it's kind of what you would hear on a HD call if you were, making an HD call from your cell phone. It should sound definitely better than analog, but anyways, it's going to be an HD call. Now let's change the mic mode from standard to voice isolation. Voice isolation. I have a hard time saying that. Voice isolation. And now the fan that's up here, the fan on the camera, should all pretty much be silent, and you should be hearing me kind of very narrowly and letting the iPad focus on me. I think that this is now focusing on me, and you should let me know down in the comments below if you can tell the difference between the standard mode, which we heard first, and this is the narrow mode or the voice isolation mode while it's focusing on me. Now, just for good measure, I'm going to change it to wide spectrum. And now that we are on wide spectrum, you should be telling a difference, or you should be hearing a difference between the very first. So just to go through them again, we have, this is what it sounds like on standard mode. This is what it sounds like on voice isolation mode. And finally, this is what it sounds like on wide spectrum mode.
So I think you should be hearing a difference. You should let me know again down in the comments below. I'm going to pull this back.
Now, from my perspective, I think this is a very impressive set of features for iPadOS 15, and I am sure excited about what is coming to iPadOS 15. But what I want to know from you, what is your favorite feature? What are you looking forward to in iPadOS 15? Now, if you want to see more iPadOS 15 coverage, make sure you are subscribed, turn on notifications, because I will have reviews of all the new features that come out as the features progress through the developer builds. In addition to, I have my full iPad Pro 2021 review coming very shortly, and you don't want to miss out. Now, I am Mike. This is Tech 24/7 TV. Folks, I will talk to you in the next one.